Hi guys, welcome to another autoimmune question. Here's another one that piggybacks slightly off of the do I have to do AIP forever question, and that is, do I have to take supplements forever? And here's the reality, yeah, probably. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Yeah. The question is how much and what types, and will that change as time goes on? So, a couple things to consider is you have this autoimmune thing now, whether it's a diagnosed disease or you just have the antibodies and that's where you're at. Either way, your immune system has taken a liking to chewing up your own tissue, and that's pretty serious stuff, and you don't want it to progress and get worse. So I would argue, yeah, you want to do some amount of supplementation, whether that's just a good multivitamin and maybe some vitamin D, maybe a probiotic, some amount of supplementation, I think, is going to be a good insurance policy to make sure you don't progress and develop other stuff. So the basic answer to the question is yes. Here's something that I think sometimes gets missed though, and this is where working with a practitioner or a naturopath can be really beneficial, and that is your case and your health will evolve with time. And it's hard to see that in the here and now, but I'll just give you a little bit about my story. So when I first was working on my autoimmune stuff and diagnosing stuff and figuring out what was going on, my initial battery of stuff that I was working on was primarily gut related. And I was super sensitive to foods. I couldn't eat anything without bloating and feeling miserable. And I felt like crap. And I was inflamed, but it was predominantly gut based. And at some point, I struggled for a lot of years with this. And I would heal my leaky gut and then it would come back. And I'd heal my leaky gut and it would come back. And I did this for a long time. And I finally, I don't know, like at some point in this journey, I just figured out I'm gonna have to take some amount of stuff. Like this is just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take some amount of like leaky gut healing stuff. And that's gonna be my thing. And looking back now, this was probably 6 years ago, I would say, when I had that kind of like, ugh, that sucks. What I didn't realize is that now my body has changed. I'm older, I've had a baby, and I've gone through new stressors and new things for my life, and my gut is no longer my big thing, which is weird to say. But after a lot of years of struggling on my gut health and thinking I would have to be on some amount of leaky gut healing product forever, that has since changed. Now, where I see a lot more of my issues comes from stress, adrenals, if you want to call it that, uh, and also like chronic viral infections like EBV and immune suppression from that. So I see that as a bigger component to my case right now. So nowadays, I take very little in the way of stuff for my gut, maybe the occasional probiotic, but otherwise I just try to eat a boatload of fiber and eat pretty healthy. But that has since calmed down. And now much more of what I do is things to boost and modulate and work on my immune system and some antivirals and some adrenal support. And that's more where my focus is in recent years. So will you have to be on some amount of supplements forever? I mean, probably. I think it's a realistic thing to just really, um, really like sink in and be cool with. But what I'm saying is that what you're on right now might not be the regimen that works for you 5, 10, or 15 years from now. And that's where working with somebody who can be objective and look at your case and zoom out and look at your history is really going to be helpful. And they can tell you, no, I don't think we need to do this anymore. Let's shift gears and work on this instead. So, food for thought. Supplements forever? Yeah, probably. What those are going to be is the question mark.